Well, at the center of the new business will be the production of genetically modified soybeans, which both companies have been developing. It's a massive industry. Only wheat, corn, and rice are grown on a bigger scale worldwide. More than 330 million tons of soy are expected to be produced this year. Monsanto wants to grow a new type of bean across 222,000 square kilometers of farmland by 2019. That's an area almost as big as Ghana. So what's it used for? Well, around 75% of soybeans are said to go into animal feed. In fact, every kilo of chicken farmed requires around 575 grams of soy to produce it. And there are other concerns. Monsanto's Roundup weed killer, which it uses on soybeans, has been investigated for possible links to cancer. A UN panel decided the risk was unlikely, but consumers may not be reassured. Well, Leah Douglas is a policy analyst focusing on the food and agricultural industry. She joins us now live. Thanks so much for coming on the program. Well, Monsanto has long been a controversial company. It's been accused of lacking transparency and the extent of its bioengineering and even for monopolizing the market. Do you think this is a risky acquisition in that respect?
Well, I think both of these companies see an opportunity to really build one joint company that will be dominant in both seeds and agrochemicals. I mean, we've seen Monsanto has right now about a 26% share of all seeds sold globally, and Bayer is, pretty nominal in that sector, whereas Bayer has a lot of dominance, about 20% of all agrochemicals. So I think that, we should soon see a company that has dominance in both seeds and agrochemicals at a scale we haven't seen before.
How important are genetically modified crops today, soybeans in particular, given the trends in organic farming and the changes in attitude and awareness of healthier eating?
Well, genetically modified corn and soy is still extremely dominant here in the States. We see Monsanto itself is very dominant in that sector. About 80% of corn and 90% of soy that's planted here in the U.S. contains Monsanto genetic traits. And as you showed in the graphics earlier, about 75% of that goes into animal feed, which is, we're still using a lot of those products. There has been a lot of movement here in the States to maybe label genetically modified products. But recently, there was some movement on that with the passage of a federal labeling mandate. But it's still up for debate. There's still a lot of consumers who would like to see more transparency.
Okay. And then on the financial end of this, I mean, what about the risks of creating a company this big and a deal with this big of a price tag?
Well, at the Open Markets program, we're very concerned about what this means for farmers. Right now, farmers are looking at an already consolidated marketplace, not very many options for where to buy seeds or agrochemicals. Monsanto and DuPont are already very dominant. And, elsewhere in this sector, we're looking at two other enormous mergers, both between Dow and DuPont and ChemChina and Syngenta. And if all three of those mergers are approved, we'll see only three companies really dominating both seeds and agrochemicals across the world. And, that means that farmers will have fewer and fewer options of where to buy their products. We'll see, reduced biodiversity and reduced planting of a variety of crops that are not promoted and sold by those companies. So there is a lot of risk for farmers in terms of both access to different types of products, but also risk of seeing higher prices because of a highly consolidated market.
Okay. Leah Douglas, we're going to have to leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us with your insight.